Hi, and I'm sure all of you recognize me. Well, yes, I am your SST teacher, Suchya Datta, and you all have become familiar with me by now. Now I pick up the next chapter, Gender, Religion and Caste. Someone has said that as long as the sun shall shine, as long as the moon shall glow, as long as the grass shall grow, as long as the flowers shall bloom, this world shall have strife over issues like gender, religion and caste. So here we pick up this chapter, Gender, Religion and Caste. And as ever, before I explain you the chapter, I would like to tell you about the important and the new terms which I shall be repeating every now and then in the chapter. The first is gender division. Gender division is based on hierarchical basis, that is, it is stereotyped because this has been happening, because it has been happening like this, that is why the division is based on that. Girls are girls and boys are boys. That is what all division is about, the gender division. Next is sexual division of labor, meaning to say some works are supposed to be just meant for men and some works are just meant for women. For example, if we take up in the family, the household work in India especially is meant just for the females. So that is the sexual division of labor. That is, you are doing a particular work just because you are a girl or a boy, you are a man or a lady. This is just stereotyped. It has nothing to do with your physical, emotional or your birth. It is just that it is there in the society and that is why we are following it. Next is feminist. Now, there are people who believe that feminist usually is a female. No, my dear. A feminist could be a man or a lady, a woman, but who believes in equal rights for females is a feminist. Next is patriarchy. Patriarchy is actually that kind of arrangement wherein the male dominates. The head of the family is a male, the father, the grandfather. That's patriarchy. When we believe that on the top is the man in the family and rest of them come below him. And such a system is called as the patriarchal system. That is, the head of the family has to be of male. Next is child sex ratio. That is, we count the number of girls against every 1,000 boys. That is, what is the ratio? It could be 837, it could be 1002. What is the number of girls as compared to 1,000 boys? Next is family laws. Now, family laws again, as we saw in India, it is a patriarchal society. So, the family laws which are there actually benefit whom? The males. And the females have to suffer in this because it has been believed that they have to be doing whatever the other people in the family tell them to do. So, the family laws are very, very biased as far as the females are concerned. So, what we are looking at here is just indicating to one thing, and that is that the females are in fact amongst the suppressed section of the society. Next we have urbanization. As the word suggests, urban. Urban means city. So, when people are moving from the town to the city or from the village to the city looking for job, or because there is industrialization, that is urbanization. That is when people have started moving or a small city has transformed itself into a city, that is urbanization. Next is majoritarian dominance. That is when a majority group considers its birthright to dominate on others is majoritarian dominance. That is, it could be the males who are in majority dominating the females. It could be a particular religious community dominating the lesser religious community living in that country. It could be a linguistic majority group dominating the lesser majority group. So, this is all about majoritarian dominance, that is a big group dominating a small group. Rest of the terms I shall be telling you in the next clipping. In the last clipping we saw few terms which were gender division, sexual division of labor, feminist, patriarchy, child sex ratio, family laws, urbanization and majoritarian dominance. All of them indicate just one thing, that the male is in majority and is dominating the females. That is what we are seeing. Next we have occupational mobility. Now let us divide the word occupational, occupation. Occupation means your profession and mobility when you are moving. So, when in search of job or your occupation, you have to move from your native place to another place, that is occupational mobility. That is when the population is moving from one place to another and the reason is just one, and that is their occupation, their profession, that is occupational mobility. Next we have a secular state. Secular state is that state which does not have any religion of its own. That is no official religion. All the religions are equal in this kind of arrangement. And you all know India is a secular state, and even our preamble says so, that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. That is, we do not officially promote any kind of religion, though 80% of the population living in India is of the Hindus, but still we have no state religion and every human being has been given the right to profess, propagate any religion that he feels is right for him. Secularism. Secularism, of course, same as we continue. Ism always means principle. When you follow the principle of secular, that is secularism. That is to say, when a state believes that all religions are equal in the eyes of law and anybody can profess any religion, that is secularism. Untouchability. This is one word which every Indian is aware of. Untouchability very clearly indicates not to touch me. That's untouchability. It is actually certain section of the society, the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe in India, and whom Gandhiji called as Harijans, are considered as untouchables. And this practice of not letting them enter into few temples, into few public places, to keep little away from them, or they have to pick up a particular profession, is what all untouchability is about. Next is universal adult franchise. Now let us break this word universal. Universal means all. Adult means anybody who is above the age of 18. Franchise means the right to vote. So, all adults, all people above the age of 18 who have the right to vote, that is, they have the right to vote, is universal adult franchise. It could vary, the age could vary in various countries. For example, in India, the voting right age was 21, which has now been decreased to 18. Next is minorities. As the name suggests, minorities means those who are not in majority, those who are less. Now, this minority is actually a very complex thing, because some section of the people could be in a minority in a particular state, could be in a majority in a different state, could be in a majority in the center, or vice versa. So, minority actually means that in a given situation, in a given area, the people who are less in number compared to the population residing there is the minority group. Communal representation. Communal representation again suggests that it is when you want to give representation to a particular community because it is in minority, and you give separate electorate system to them, that is, they have the right to vote or they have the right to get elected in a particular area, and that is giving them representation, is communal representation. Social change, again very easy. The changes which are occurring in the society may be due to education, may be due to mobility, may be due to urbanization, may be due to industrialization. The society is changing, the laws are changing, the norms are changing, and this is a good future that we can see. This is called a social change, and this we are actually seeing in India. So, these were all the new terms that you needed to learn before I actually start with the chapter Gender, Religion and Caste.